you find out, hey, this dudette is a dude, and look what he really looks like. Yeah, he looks like he should have been in a Scarface movie someplace. I don't know.
And then you guys shot this guy 68 times. And when the media asked you, why shoot him 68 times? Your answer was, we ran out of bullets. We would have shot him more. Where does that come from?
Well, it comes from the heart, and it comes from the soul, and it comes from what the overwhelming majority of the people are thinking.
这是美国人最爱的警长，他做的案情简报名场面不断，影片点阅率经常破100万。他就是佛州波克县警长格雷迪·贾德。
Well, Stefan, happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
You thought you were ducking Grady.
You were.
Did you think you were ducking Grady?
我们先来看看最近的一场案情简报，领略一下格雷迪警长的脱口秀功力。2025年5月，波克县警局搞了个联合大扫荡，一次抓了200多个强迫或组织卖淫的嫌犯。
All right, I'm going to go through these. How about Jason Bathis from 43 from Davenport? This is our human trafficking and prostitution folks. He's charged with offering to commit. This Jason Bathis, okay? When he walks in, you think, well, I have set up a deal with an ugly woman. And I think you would all agree that this guy's an ugly woman, right? This is what you really get when the makeup comes off. This is Jason Bathis. Now, I want you to think about this a minute, okay? You decide that you're going to hook up with a woman. She comes in, and she's already uglier than a mud fence, right? And then, as you start to engage, you find out, hey, this dudette is a dude, and look what he really looks like. Yeah, he looks like he should have been in a Scarface movie someplace. I don't know. This is what's happening. People think they're getting this, and many times they're getting a really bad guy. So this is the before and after, you know. When you find them in the bar at night, you know, you try to drink them pretty, and you wake up the next morning and you see this. Yeah, that's what we call Rolex ugly. Rolex ugly is you wake up the next morning and they're laying on your arm and your Rolex is there, and you just chew your arm off and leave the Rolex. You just got to get out of there. You don't care about the Rolex. But that's the kind of people we're going to talk about today.
直接说跨性别的嫌犯丑到爆，根本就是把脱口秀是冒犯的艺术这句话发挥得淋漓尽致。左派听了大概要气到中风了吧？照理说，美国警长是民选官员，大多数时候让发言人上去就行了，为啥格雷迪非要自己亲力亲为呢？时间倒回2006年，那是格雷迪第一次因为爆炸性发言红遍美国。当时，格雷迪手下的马特·威廉姆斯警官和他的警犬中了逃犯安杰罗·弗里兰的埋伏，被打死了。后来特警队找到弗里兰，当场就把他击毙了，总共开了68枪。
He had a choice. We could have taken him into custody without any shots being fired. But 9 guys with automatic firearms, it doesn't take long for 68 shots.
What do you tell those guys, or what did you tell those guys after the fact?
Great job. You're safe. The cop killer's dead. Great job.
68枪听起来也太吓人了吧？结果格雷迪警长一点都不担心大家会骂他过度使用暴力，直接大赞特警队员们干得好。重点是18年过后，他接受采访还是坚持这个看法，真的有够硬。
The criminal came and shot him from the back, if I'm not mistaken, shot him 6 or 8 times. And then you guys shot this guy 68 times. And when the media asked you, why shoot him 68 times? Your answer was, we ran out of bullets. We would have shot him more. Where does that come from?
Well, it comes from the heart, and it comes from the soul, and it comes from what the overwhelming majority of the people are thinking. This guy shot and killed our canine, shot and killed our canine handler, shot the backup deputy, then took the dead canine handler's firearm, ran into the woods. City police came to back us up, shot at 2 of them and happened to miss them. Well, the next day, we had the area surrounded. The next morning when we had daylight, we had a SWAT team walk shoulder to shoulder through this wooded area in order to find him. Mm-hmm. Well, he pointed the dead deputy's gun at a SWAT team. What do you think's going to happen? Mm-hmm. You're going to get shot. A lot. You're going to get shot so much you can read the Sunday New York Times through you. And that's what happened.
68 times.
68 times.
In your mind, you're not even flinching. We did it right. We should have done more.
Well, that's how quick it happens. And that happens in a matter of a second and a half.
就是那次发言爆红之后，格雷迪警长才发现，原来他自己出来讲案情，民众会更了解警察在做什么，有利于社区安全。
I say things that resonate with what I call the normal person, not the person that's far left or far right, but I just appeal to what I call the common sense person. And really, the community gets it. All you have to do is lay it out there and tell them the truth. And a little entertainment helps draw their attention to what's important, and that's the story.
的确，有娱乐效果的东西，就是能一直吸引大家来看。而格雷迪警长在这方面根本就是天生好手啊。
That's right. They thought they were cool. Well, how cool are you today? Can y'all make up a rap song about this? Well, I'll help you out. You see, we got you gold. We put your tail in the county jail. Think about that, brothers. And you know what? This, you could call it the Bell Gang Blue rap song. How's that? You may think it's cool, but it'll end up with you arrested every time. It's not bad if you got it legal.
格雷迪有天赋，加上常年实战经验，他讲案情的叙述节奏跟笑点抓得越来越好。像下面这个案例，你直接搬到脱口秀舞台上表演，一点违和感都没有。
So, you know, there are times in this job and career that you know it has to be true because you can't even make it up. So let me introduce you to Martin Gonzalez Garcia. This guy may be like the dumbest person on the face of the earth. I mean, I'm just guessing. Thinking out loud, you know. At 18:55 hours at night, we get a 911 hang-up. A 911 call. Did you hear that? A 911 call. I'm sober as most judges right now. We get a 911 call. Our deputies respond to Cardinal Street in Poinciana to a vacant house with a for sale sign in the yard. So we're checking the house. That's where the 911 call came from. The sliding glass door is open. So we go in and we check it out. And voila, there's Martin, along with his girlfriend, Alicia Ocaso. She's 22. That's right, they're in the house. So we go in and we, of course, take them into custody. Martin confesses to both of the burglaries. Ashlis, she confesses to her burglary that they're in the house. And here's what she said. I swear she said this. It's hard for me to even get this out. She dialed 911 to have a deputy come there to help them move their belongings and take them to the airport so that they could fly back to New York. That they don't like it in Florida anymore. Did you hear? Did you hear that? Did you hear that she dialed 911 from inside the house that they'd broken into so we could help them pack up and give them a ride to the airport so they could return to New York? You have to be from New York to do something like that. New phone, new cell phone, girlfriend, we took all of that stuff, and we gave them a ride. It wasn't to the airport. It was to the county jail. Now, you can go ahead and ask any questions you want, but I don't know how you make sense out of that. I guess you say, well, what do you think, honey? Well, we're not in New York anymore. Give me a kiss goodbye, because we're not going to get to stay in the same jail cell in Polk County. It's crazy.
但是搞笑归搞笑，当罪犯杀害无辜民众，还想袭击警察时，他的严厉可是毫不含糊。
So at the end of the day, everyone's safe. Please continue your normal life and know that the men and women in law enforcement will put their life at risk to keep you safe, and that's what happened. They killed 2 innocent women last night in their homes. They tried to kill a lot of law enforcement officers last night and were unsuccessful, and we took them all in custody. Okay?
One more question, Sheriff, if I could. I think everybody understands the gravity of what happened and the urgency and the response that you took. Some of the comments that you made last night about shooting the suspects possibly, and some comments today about the ready for a gunfight. Was that in the heat of the moment? Do you have any regret about that in light of what?
No, I don't know. I not only have no regret, I'm pretty excited about telling you that's exactly what would have happened. And make no mistake about it, there's nothing about politically correct in a gunfight. There's nothing about politically correct when you're keeping people alive and well and safe. And the people of this community and these law enforcement officers come first. I meant every word of it then, and I mean every word of it now. If you surrender peacefully, that's the way we prefer it. You start pointing guns at us, you can not only plan on, but you can guarantee we're going to shoot you.
直截了当地说出常识，才不管什么政治正确不正确。格雷迪总是能在人心惶惶的时候，用几句简单的话，带给大家满满的安全感。2020年，美国曾爆发全国性的抗议游行，那时候就出现很多破坏和零元购行为。格雷迪警长又再次站出来，把最基本的是非对错给讲清楚。
I can tell you, folks, so that there's no misunderstanding today. This is a peaceful protest. This is a riot. We can tell the difference. The governor can tell the difference. Our law enforcement officers can tell the difference. In the event you didn't get that, let me show you something. This is a peaceful protest. This is looting. If you loot, the next thing you can try to steal is something off of your food tray at the county jail, because you're going to jail. That's a guarantee. And we're going to enjoy taking you down there. Some people are slow learners. This is peaceful protest. This is violence. It's not acceptable. I truly believe in our God-given right and our constitutional right to speak openly and freely, to address our government. That's important. We listen every day. But I've also watched across this country when law enforcement officers who put their life on the line were told to stand down, allow them to burn the precinct, allow them to rob and loot.
就是因为格雷迪警长坚持那些天经地义的常识，还有他超亲民的说话方式，民众对他信任度非常高。所以他也愿意从警察的视角提供对复杂政策问题的中肯看法。
The priority is, as clearly pointed out, is the criminal illegal alien that's here committing crime. That's the number one priority. The second priority is certainly those that have deportation orders. That will fill up the capacity. But if you're here illegally and you're worried, and it's easier to go home than it is to worry every day, you're welcome to leave the country on your own volition. They are not our priority. If you're here working, you have your kids in school, you're paying your taxes, you're not the priority. It's the criminals.
2025年，驱逐非法移民的问题撕裂了美国社会。格雷迪警长又用他那超厉害的说故事技巧，把非法入境隐藏的罪恶跟边境管理制度的荒谬都给揭露出来了。
And we arrested a lady that was turned out to be a victim of human trafficking. She hooked up with a human trafficker and said, I want to go to the United States, but I don't have any money. He said, don't worry about it. I'll get you. Where do you want to go? He's Miami. I'll get you to Miami. So he walks her up to the border under the Biden administration. And he said, now walk right across the border here and get on that bus
and they'll take you to a receiving facility. And she did that with her child. She said, I arrived at the facility. They did a DNA swab on me and my daughter to make sure it was my daughter, and then took us to a processing room, filled out some paperwork, told me, and here's your form to fill out for your free food stamps, your EBT card, and here's the form to fill out so your daughter can get free insurance. And where is it you want to go? She said, Miami. Here's your voucher so you can travel to Miami for free. And then she said, so if you'll go here, you'll stay overnight, and then we'll put you on an airplane and let you go there. And oh, by the way, welcome to the United States of America. That's not our story, it's hers. So then she flies to Miami, where she's turned over to another human trafficker, because the human trafficker in Mexico is working. And she says, well, where do I work in order to pay back? He says, oh, you're going to prostitute. She says, I thought I was going to work. He said, oh, you are. And that's how we found her and how we rescued her. She thought she was going to come here and work in the fields, work in a restaurant, work in a grocery store. They put her out prostituting herself. That's what's going on. And if you think the person that human traffics this lady belongs in this country, you need a psychiatric appointment.
格雷迪用一个故事就讲出了移民执法真正的重点，那就是打击犯罪。在很多吵来吵去的政治问题上，他总能超越党派立场，真正把民众安全放在第一位。
When Sheriff Grady Judd gets passionate about something, he makes his stance very, very clear.
I encourage the people in this community to go forward and get a concealed firearms permit.
This long-term lawman has never wavered on his stance on people having personal protection.
I truly believe that people who care enough to learn how to handle guns and care for guns and understand the safety and security of guns should have guns.
2017年，拉斯维加斯发生了一场恐怖的枪击事件，死亡人数高达60人。格雷迪警长是个老牌的共和党人，支持大家合法持枪，但对于那些杀伤力特别大的自动步枪，他可不买账。他一点也不怕跟党内的意见不合。
It has everything to do with devices that are specifically designed to take a normal firearm or a semi-automatic firearm and make it function as if it's fully automatic.
That mechanism is a bump stock device. It's legal in every state, and once installed, it gives rapid fire capabilities. It was found on several firearms recovered from Stephen Paddock's Vegas hotel room. Sheriff Judd is so passionate about making bump stocks illegal, he says he's going to Washington.
I'm going to stand up and suggest to Congress that they act in a unison manner to protect the people of this country.
现在的美国政治两极化的争吵十分严重，但格雷迪警长看事情清楚分明，说话还特别有意思，真是一缕难得的清风。所以波克县的居民能连续6次选他当警长，一点都不奇怪。厉害的是，居然还有粉丝专门给他写了首充满激情的赞美歌，这人气真是没谁了。In the heart of Florida, where the orange trees grow, lives a man named Grady Judd, puts on a hell of a show. In Polk County town, he's the one we call. With a badge on his chest, he's ready for it all. From the K-9 units to the aviation team, he's guarding our lives, man, living the dream. Homegrown Sheriff Grady Judd, right by our side in the mud and blood. From the patrol cars to the crime scenes bright, he's the one keeping us safe every night. Undercover. 好了，以上就是本期的影片，感谢您的收看。如果您喜欢我们的影片，欢迎您点个订阅，帮助我们的成长。我们下期再见吧。